3 failed startups on my LinkedIn profile, and because of that, 1 failed relationship on my Facebook profile. Went into chronic depression. Yes, you are the right person to understand me throughout the TED Talk. And things became so bad that one day I decided I'll not see the next day's rising sun. Yeah, I used to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and just keep staring at the ceiling fan for 4 hours. The depression has a direct attack on your appetite. भूख ही नहीं लगती है. I was living on 1 cup of tea and 2 biscuits for almost 1.5 months. And so things became so bad that I was all alone at home in the evening at 8 o'clock, sitting on the sofa on the living room, and decided that this should be the last day of my life. And so I got up from the sofa to get the things required to hang myself. And I walked 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, और घर के लाइट चले गए. And I live in Mumbai. ऐसा कभी होता नहीं है. And so I walked back 3 steps again कि क्या करेंगे अभी अंधेरे में कैसे ढूंढेंगे. रोज रोज तो हम मरते नहीं है ना. So I sat on the same sofa again, and अभी क्या let's wait for the lights to come back. So बगल में एक किताब पड़ी थी. So I grabbed it, and because it was dark, I had to switch on the flashlight of my mobile, and I started reading. It was Krishna and Balram going through a forest. It was getting dark. So Krishna says, look, यहाँ पे रुक जाते हैं, risky area है, जंगली जानवर आ सकते हैं. So I'll go to sleep. You keep a guard on us. Once you get tired, you let me know. We will switch the roles. So Balram says, cool. I mean, not exactly cool. संस्कृत में कुछ बोला होगा. Kula maha. So Krishna goes to sleep. Balram is walking to and fro. Suddenly, a monster comes and yells at Balram. Balram gets scared, and that gives confidence to the monster, and the monster grows bigger in size, and Balram shrinks in size. So, वो राक्षस को मजा आता है. अरे वाह, चिल्लाने से इंसान डरता है. So it happens again and again. Balram is shrinking, the monster is getting bigger and bigger, and a point comes where Balram is so scared, he screams Krishna and faints down on the ground. चक्कर खा के नीचे गिर जाता है. Krishna mistook कि मेरे बड़े भैया ने मेरा नाम पुकारा है, मतलब मेरी बारी है. He didn't know कि वो चक्कर खा के गिरा है. He thought that he is sleeping on the ground. So Krishna wakes up, थोड़ा मुंह पे पानी मारता है, and he starts walking. The same monster looks at the new face and he yells. He knows that yelling works. So he yells at Krishna, and Krishna, looking at his huge monster, says, क्या है? क्यों चिल्ला रहा है? Fearlessly. And that gives a big setback to the monster, and this time something different happens. The monster shrinks in size and Krishna grows bigger. The monster is confused. ये क्या हो रहा है? उल्टा क्यों हो रहा है? He again yells. Krishna बोलते क्या है? क्यों चिल्ला रहा है? कोई भूख लगी है क्या? जोमेटो से कुछ मंगाओ क्या? ये मैंने भरा है. And the monster shrinks to a tiny nut size. Krishna picks him up casually, ties a knot to his dhoti, and goes to sleep. The next morning, both the brothers resume the journey, and Balram recollects his nightmare and says, you know what? Last night a huge monster had almost killed me. And Krishna says, एक मिनट, तू इसकी बात कर रहा है? ये चीटी साइज का तुझे मारने वाला था? क्या बात कर रहा है? And Balram says, yes, but he was so huge last night. वो इतना छोटा कैसे हो गया? And the epic message goes, we all know the stories from Gita. Ved Vyas, the writer, wanted to say that face what you must face. The monster was just a metaphor of the problems and challenges of our life. If you don't face them, that problem will become bigger than you, and that problem will gain control over you. But if you face what you must face, you become bigger than the problem, and you gain control over it. And these lines flash like Akashwani in that dark living room, and that bad, ugly thought of killing myself never came back in my mind. Thanks to a book that saved my life. And also thanks to Maharashtra Electricity Board. उस दिन अगर लाइट नहीं जाते तो आज कोई दूसरा गेस्ट आपको बुलाना पड़ता. So you see, I realized that a stupid book changed my mindset within few seconds. There is some power in books. कुछ करते हैं. And I wrote an email to Dr. Kalam. He was my hero. कि एक मीटिंग करनी है, मेरे पास एक स्टार्टअप आइडिया. 3 स्टार्टअप्स ऑलरेडी फेल हो चुके थे, लेकिन खुजली नहीं थी, चौथा स्टार्टअप करना था. एंड बुक्स के अराउंड करते, एंड आई न्यू दैट ही वाज अ बुक लवर, ही वाज अ ग्रेट राइटर. ही अग्रीड, he decided to meet on 30th July 2015, and on 27th July I opened Times of India and read the news that he passed away. So I was so disappointed that he was my hero. I said, okay, let me make his dream come true. In one of his books called India 2020, he wanted to see India as a developed nation. And I believe that my mission will make his dream come true. And I decided to go on a mission called Make India Read, to cultivate the habit of reading amongst the youth of India, because a book has given me a bonus life. So the whole mission is based on my belief that if I'm not reading, I'm not changing. And if I'm not changing, I am not growing. And because of this strong belief, I have a burning desire to cultivate the habit of reading amongst the youth of India. So as a tribute to our Missile Man of India, I read his biography, Wings of Fire, by Dr. Kalam, and made a nice summary of it, 20-minute summary, and shared it with 10 of my close friends on WhatsApp. Ki padho, let's pay tribute to our ex-president of India. Within 1 week, I got 1,000 requests from unknown people who were not my friends. They were my friend of friends. And within 6 months, there were 12 lakh people on my WhatsApp. Can you believe 12 lakh contacts on my WhatsApp? WhatsApp hang hone laga mera. And then people said, अरे वो ना 20 मिनट की समरी पढ़ने को बहुत लंबा है रे. मैं बोला यार 20 घंटे का काम 20 मिनट में कर रहा हूँ, आपको वो भी करने का आलस है? Cool. I will read out for you. And I decided to buy a nice microphone and started recording the summary in my voice, and that was a super hit. And there were 50 lakh people on my WhatsApp in next 2 years. The whole day my job was to read a book, summarize it, record it, and share it with all my friends. And then one day, I got a message from WhatsApp that you are banned from using WhatsApp. They thought that I am doing some cheap marketing or spamming because so many messages were going from my WhatsApp. So I went panic, and I decided to make an app, a free mobile app called Booklet. And so people lovingly call me as Booklet Guy. Guy matlab English wala guy. And I wanted to keep it as a social enterprise. मुझे इसको commercialize नहीं करना था. So no ads, no subscription fee, nothing. It's a mission and not a selfish business. But gradually, as in COVID, COVID was declared by our Prime Minister in last week of March 2020, I guess. And within few weeks of the lockdown, the downloads of Booklet app shot up by 400%. I was dancing. Wow, this lockdown is working in my favor. Zoom के बाद अगर किसी का फायदा हुआ है तो Booklet app का हुआ रहेगा. But I was wrong. My happiness lasted for a few weeks. Just because the app is free, people downloaded it and did not bother to read it because of the other attractive apps and Netflix and dating apps and all those dance videos and stand-up comedies. I said, this. I don't want fan followings and app downloads. I don't want to go to any investor to win a big investment. So I closed the gate of Mission Make India Read, and I asked that you have to find a key on Google, search it on Google, put some comment on one of my videos, find the key, and then you are welcome with open arms to be part of Mission Make India Read. And that really worked. Gradually, the expenses started growing. I had to pay for the IT fees, cloud server rents. So it was getting very difficult. And as a chartered accountant, I know that using my past savings to cover the cost is not a good idea for the long run. So how do I do it? No ads, no subscription fee was very sure. It has to be a free app. And so people started inviting me at different talks within India, abroad, that how do you read one book a day? How come your reading speed is so high? How do you remember what you read? No, Amrut, hum to padhte we doze off. What do you do? And so I thought these were my reading problems. As Booklet Guy of India, it is my duty to find creative solutions to these reading problems. And I decided to write a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Readers. Not written by Stephen Covey, written by me, Amrut Deshmukh. And to launch the book, I didn't have money because I had lost 70% of my life savings in those 3 failed startups. So मैंने बस एक वीडियो बनाया and लोगों को अपील किया that I get lot of requests from rural India. Young boys and girls, mail me or call me that, Dada, we love reading, but we can't afford to buy books. I said, download booklet app, everything is free, enjoy. You know what they said? We have read and heard each and every summary that you have released till now. We are desperately waiting for the next upload. And my heart melted for such passionate but needy readers. So I said in that simple video that, I have to cover the cost. I have to give the book for free for needy, passionate readers. If you are from a good family, well-to-do family, financially strong, please buy my book for 300 rupees. But if you can't afford, I will get for free. Within 5 minutes of my upload, one of my well-wishers, a friend called me. We were CA students, CA friends. तू पागल है क्या? तू सब कुछ फ्री दे रहा है? तू खुद को क्या मदर टेरेसा समझता है? बुकलेट ऐप भी फ्री दिया, अभी तू तेरा बुक भी फ्री दे रहा है. तो मैं हैरान, मैंने कहा बोला फ्री? मैंने बोला ना, इफ यू कैन अफोर्ड यू कैन बाय एंड इफ यू कांट आई विल गिव इट फॉर फ्री. तो बोला ये बेटा ये इंडिया है, सब लोग फ्री में मांगे के देखना. तो मैंने बोला कि अरे बाप रे, मैंने तो गड़बड़ किया. सो आई थॉट लेट मी वेट फॉर 4 hours. अगर सब लोग ने कमेंट में फ्री 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 लिखा तो आई डिलीट द पोस्ट एंड रन अवे. हाउ मच मनी आई मस्ट हैव रिसीव्ड इन दोज 4 hours? 2,75,000 rupees. The fear that my friend had, वो तो हुआ ही नहीं. On the contrary, good financially sound people, they said that we are paying you for 10 copies of your book. Send me only one and use the remaining money for those passionate, needy readers. See, we think that the world is bad. No, the world is not bad because of bad people doing bad things, but because of good people doing nothing. Yeah. So we should be the first one to show kindness. Then only kindness boomerangs. And that reinforced my belief in a social enterprise. Social enterprise is about covering the cost and let money come as a byproduct of your passion. Yeah. The main objective is meaningful contribution to the society. Numbers started growing. I was traveling across the world, working on my passion. And the best part about working on your passion is that work doesn't remain work. It becomes play. And who doesn't like to play the whole day? I don't have to wait for a Sunday to enjoy. I don't have to wait for a Monday to work. They all are same. In fact, I've come here to talk. I don't know whether I'm working or playing. I'm enjoying the talk today. And then somewhere the popularity, the fame was getting into my head. Or I was getting laid back. I put on weight. Yeah, I was overweight by almost 15 kg. And when I looked into the mirror, I said, ये booklet guy, ये तो booklet uncle लग रहा है. And I decided to work on my physique. So हमारे शहर की सबसे बड़ी महंगी जिम ज्वाइन की 1 जनवरी को. पूरा जनवरी में जिम में गया, फरवरी में 10 दिन गया, मार्च में 5 दिन गया, और फिर remaining months, it's a donation for the gym. It didn't work. And so I thought, why it's not working? So I decided to read a book on some fitness, and I heard about David Goggins, the fittest man in the world. He has written a wonderful autobiography called Can't Hurt Me. I read this book, let's do this. And something different I learned about why do we exercise in isolation? मैंने दोस्तों को मैसेज किया. Everybody, most of my friends were suffering from these disease of obesity. And so मैंने बोला कि सुबह 6 बजे ग्राउंड पे मिलते हैं. I will help you to lose weight. I'm not a trainer, but मैंने कुछ YouTube videos देखे, so मैं आपका exercise लूँगा और आपके साथ exercise करूँगा. And they showed up, and I was helping them, and within 6-8 months, they not only lost weight, but मेरे 6 packs कब आ गए मुझे पता ही नहीं चला. And I found this amazing amount of strength in togetherness. Why are we solving problems in isolation? And then I thought, reading भी तो isolation में होता है. Why do we read in isolation? And that's why reading doesn't last for a long time. And then came Indian Booklet League, yeah, where I literally copied the analogies of cricket and did research on why cricket is so popular. It's all about numbers. If you quantify any activity, suddenly the motivation goes up. Remove runs from cricket, and cricket will be the most boring thing in the world. Remove subscribers and views from YouTube, and nobody will make YouTube videos. Numbers have a lot of power. And so what I did was in Booklet app, 100 readers will come together. I'll make teams of 20 teams of say 5 each, and there will be league matches, exactly the format of IPL. There are 20 teams, so 19 matches honge. Each team will play against the another team. Now what's a match? A match is 24 hours will be given. उसमें आपको एक summary दी जाएगी booklet app में. By the way, I'm not here to promote booklet app because it's anyway free. So मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. In fact, downloads बढ़ते तो मेरा खर्चा बढ़ता है. So it's actually a liability for me. So after you read or listen to the summary, each team member gets 6 balls to play. What are those 6 balls? The 6 questions based on the summary. So after reading the question and the 3 options, you have to choose depending on your confidence level कि आपको 2 रन बनाना है, 4 रन बनाना है या छक्का मारना है. Okay, but if you go wrong, उतने ही runs minus होंगे, जो क्रिकेट में नहीं होता है. So this really worked well, and suddenly things happened which I never expected. The teams started creating groups on WhatsApp and started discussing on the book before answering the questions. I think, wow, Mission Make India Read is working. This is what I wanted. Instead of scrolling the Instagram, they were discussing on the books for that day, and I used to play the match. And then one team makes 300 runs, the other team makes 305. This team loses, this team wins. Winner को 2 points मिलते हैं, loser को 0 points मिलते हैं. Then the points का table होता है. Then a quarter final, semi-final, final. And you know what? At the end of the season, people literally called me, please start the next season as soon as possible. We are missing the books, and we are falling in love with books. I said, yes, Mission Make India Read is working. So what I understood through my research is that through this book called Hooked by Need IL, Habit Forming Products, scrolling has become the new smoking. That's what I learned from this book. How these Silicon Valley guys, through Instagrams and WhatsApps and YouTubes and Netflix, they are hijacking our psyche, and their main job is to grab our attention from what we are doing. Our attention is their money. So I decided to use the same tactics, but with a noble intention to make India read. So there are 3 things which are lacking in traditional way of reading. When I say traditional way of reading, typically हाथ में book लेके, बाएं हाथ में चाय का कप है, खिड़की में बैठे हैं, book पढ़ रहे. Yes, it's a wonderful experience, but it's not working anymore. Let's accept this. सिर्फ बच्चे नहीं, बुजुर्ग भी मुझे आके बोलते कि यार नहीं हो रहा है, वो इंस्टाग्राम में ऐसा क्या जादू है कि 5 मिनट खोलता हूँ और 1 घंटा कैसे जाता समझ भी नहीं आता. ऐसा हो क्या रहा है हमारे साथ? I said, yes, they are working on our psyche. And so, reading in isolation, yeah, we are social people. So, sociability, traditional reading mein nahi hai. Okay? There is no instant gratification in traditional reading. You keep on reading 10 pages, 20 pages, 200 pages, अरे खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. We need instant gratification, which is completely missing in traditional reading. And third, there is no playfulness. We are a dopamine-driven generation, जहाँ पे these Dhurandhars and Kantaras and video games are continuously generating dopamine, and dopamine is completely absent in reading, exercise, meditation, the so-called boring activities. So I thought, how can I bring dopamine, instant gratification, sociability, and playfulness in reading? And that's how I keep innovating reading habit. And I call it as Z books, Gen Z friendly books. So my appeal to all the teachers, authors, publishers of India that let's come together and upgrade the books and libraries of India and make them Gen Z friendly. So get in touch with me. I'm a social entrepreneur. I have no aspirations to commercialize this venture, but to keep it as a social enterprise. So let's come together and make books Gen Z friendly. Thank you so much. Happy reading, and bye-bye.